I think when I was 13 or 14, about there, you know, I was crazy over this game called MapleStory. You get to meet people, you get to train with people, and like one day, right, I met like the girl of my life. We started talking and like, you know, like we went to train together at Hennessy's hunting ground, fighting slimes and everything. And you know, one day, right, I just knew it was time and I just knew it was her already. So I asked her, right, to marry me. To marry someone in MapleStory that time, right, it was really expensive, you know. So like, I actually saved up like for a month, like with my allowance, it wasn't much, but like about, you know, like 25,000 A cash, which is about $25 Singapore. So yeah, I proposed to her and like got all my friends to join in, and we got married, we got the wedding rings, everything, and yeah, so we went for our honeymoon at Orbis and Ludibrum. What's crazy about that was, I think like during that time, being like, I don't know, like 13, 14, like having to spend $25 on someone else it's really crazy because you never met the person before. That part of it was really crazy for me.
And when I was in university, I think I was like 22 years old, I attended this class and there were like at least 4 guys or like 5 guys in the class, which is really little. And it was like out of the 5 guys, my crush, who was not my crush at that time, I didn't even know him or anything. Week after week, I would just continue to observe him. And I guess the crazy part came in when I managed to replicate his timetable. And I was able to figure out like, okay, since he's in this class this week, I can coincidentally be in that area.
Hello, is this the police?
Sometimes I would also I would also remember when and where he would sit to study after classes. So, you know, just in case I need a place to study, I know where to go also.
I remember I was in secondary school, like lower sec, and then I had a crush on this guy, like he's a senior. So we used to talk on the phone, and then he would play Jay music to me over the phone. And then what I would do is, so for me, I've never like listened to like songs by idols back then lah. So because of him, I went to listen to Jay Chou's song and I memorized his lyrics.
Can you sing? Can you like sing it now?
There's this, okay, I can remember 2 sentences. It's this song called 夜曲. 为你弹着沙发的夜曲，纪念我死去的爱情. Yeah, it's so negative, but okay, yeah, that's it.
Well, I think the craziest thing I've done for love was to watch a movie recommended by Chin Pei at 12 a.m. Back then, I got to know her through a church camp, got to know that autism is something that is common between the 2 of us because both of us have either worked with children with autism or have family members with this condition. So we left the camp as friends. She texted me a list of recommendation of movies, documentaries, movies about autism. So what I did was to pick a movie of the list, recommended movie that she gave, and I thought, okay, I'll just watch it then at 12 a.m. After the movie, 2 hours later, I thought, okay, I should just write out my reflection and send it to her, which I did. And that was how we started the conversation, and that was how we started the friendship proper. I wouldn't watch the show at 12 a.m. That's a bit, it's crazy, especially when age. As you grow older in age, it's something that is, you only want to do it once in a while and not very often.
So the person that I love, okay, her name is Pei. So I was about 21 that year and she was about 19. And we started to go out one-on-one a bit more. There came one day, I remember, it was October 2016. I remember that she told me that, hey, I don't think we should be going out that much anymore one-on-one. And she said, the reason why I don't want to pursue this, pursue any possibility of relationship is because I'm not ready for one yet. And I need time on my own to discover what I really want. And I said that, okay, then what's it going to be like for the both of us? She said, don't wait for me, just don't wait, just go and do your own thing. I cannot promise you whether I'll end up with you. So I said, whatever you say is for your own point of view, but waiting is my decision. You don't make that choice for me. So I think she gave up trying to fight me. She said, then how long will you choose to wait? So I said, okay, give me 5 years. I'll wait 5 years for you and we see what happens after that. So thankfully, the wait wasn't 5 years, it was about 3.5 to 4 years lah, and then we finally got together. So that was the craziest thing I ever did. Was waiting about 3.5 to 4 years for someone that you don't know whether they like you or not.
I was 12. My family had moved to Hong Kong for a while and I was very lonely lah. So I remember there was this guy that I really liked since I was like primary 4. And I had written him, maybe this is a crazy story as well, I had written him this like crazy love letter and like declaring my love for him and then left it with him and left the school. Like essentially I was never coming back. But the thing was that he actually emailed me and he told me that he was going to ask his mom, who did come over to Hong Kong once in a while for work, whether he could follow her to Hong Kong. And so that was crazy, it's truly crazy because we were 12.
This was early last year when the lockdown just happened, and I was in the UK with my ex-boyfriend then, and I love pasta, and there's a pasta shortage where I was, and so he lives in another city, and he drove an hour to the city I was in just to chuck pasta through the window to see me, and give me pasta. It was just such an ordinary thing, but he still went out of his way. He remembers what I like, you know, and that was just, I've never had anyone do that for me, where they would drive all the way just to do such a small thing that just seemed significant at that time.
I think people do crazy things for love for so many reasons. If it was me, right, like I think sometimes it's really worth dying for because like you don't know what this love is. You don't know who can give you this love. So yeah, like I would go the extra mile just to figure out or find out like who can love me like that. Man. Yeah.
When we are in love, we tend to do things that we tend to go beyond ourselves. We tend to do things that are not normal. Just so that we express our love for someone. Yeah, I guess that will also mean we tend to do things that are a bit more crazy lah. Yeah, so from however it looks like, however it turns out to be, it wouldn't be normal.
Humans are always looking for relationships. I think there's this intimacy that we're always longing, and so us as humans, we go through great lengths to seek and to affirm ourselves through this intimacy. And so yeah, people do crazy things for love.
I think people do crazy things for love because there's a sense of wanting to be heard. It's almost like you hold them in long enough knowing that, okay, I can't do this, or like if I do this, this person will find out, and I don't really want this person to find out. But then again, I can't bear the fact that another day goes by and this person has no idea that I care so much about you in all these different ways that I want to show you that I can't, that ultimately it kind of like explodes out like a volcano. It's a true cry from the inside that wants human connection, that wants, that wants to be known. You want to know someone and be known, to love someone and be loved. It's a wiring on the inside that comes from every single human being. And it points to that. The craziness actually points to how deep that longing is.
We need to first love ourselves. Not saying that we need to be self-centered, but I think we need to be in this position where we are very secure and we know that we are fully loved and unique by ourselves. And I think only when we have that kind of realization, then can we pour out of ourselves to love other people.
I think I won't do so crazy things the next time because I realized from that experience with the crush that I stalked, I learned that that's not really like a loving thing to do for that person because it was more of a selfish thought. I think if my crush knew I stalked him, he wouldn't feel loved at all. He would be like creeped out. So, when we love people in a crazy way and in a healthily crazy way, I think it's when it's that sacrificial love lah.
And when I see what Jesus has done for me, the amount of love that he was willing to give so that, that my heart will be won over by him, I tell myself that should be the same with Pei as well. I see that huge sacrifice that God made for me, despite me not loving Him the way I ought to. He sent His Son Jesus down from heaven to earth to live life on earth amongst men, and then He finally died on the cross so that people like me will be able to one day get to know Him. If God is willing to go that far to let me know that He loves me, I tell myself I need to go, okay, I can't go that far, not God, but go at least to the best of my ability to show Pei that I love her that much as well. And I have to learn to be willing to forgive, learn to be willing to surrender some of my rights so that we have a wholesome relationship together.